From the lost Egyptian underwater city to a cargo ship that had $200 million worth of cargo on it, here are the strangest discoveries made in the Mediterranean Sea. But first, we'd like to give a shout out to one of our viewers over here for leaving this comment. We appreciate your insight and we'd like to hear more from you soon. Number 11. The Lost Egyptian Underwater City. The lost Egyptian city of Heraklion mysteriously vanished below the Mediterranean Sea. It was considered to be a major port city in order to have access to the Nile River. This unbelievable discovery includes more than 64 boats buried beneath thick clay, gold coins, a giant 16-foot statue, slabs of Greek and Egyptian texts, and more. What could have possibly caused the submergence of an entire city, you may ask? Researchers suspect a rise in sea level contributed to this. Something like an earthquake can usually be the reason. These remarkable discoveries will be preserved and researched in order to learn more things about this unique and amazing culture. Number 10. Major Oil Discovery 2018. A major oil discovery took place in the Eastern Mediterranean lately in 2018, which is a rather rare thing to find in this body of water. While the Mediterranean is well known for its warm weather and beautiful beaches, finding oil here is like finding a Greek woman without a unibrow. The oil was found in Israeli waters about 90 kilometers west of the city of Haifa. But it could also bring about more political instability to the area. Oil companies, however, are willing to take the risk despite some possible backlash from Egypt or Cyprus. In effect, it could have the potential to minimize the importance of Russian oil imports to the area. Number 9. Greek warrior helmet. This mysterious finding dates back to the 5th or 6th century BC, and it's not exactly the helmet itself that's baffling archaeologists, but mainly where it was found and who wore it. This bronze Greek phalanx helmet was found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea, but off the coast of Haifa, Israel. It was found by a Dutch dredging ship and was handed off to the Israeli antiquities authorities for further examination. The helmet is in quite remarkable condition for something this old. Experts have two theories onto why it was near Israel. Some claim it was from a Greek mercenary who was paid to fight for the Egyptians. Others believe it was worn by a Greek soldier who was sent into battle against the Persians who ruled the area at the time. Number 8. Roman whaling. How far back have humans been hunting whales? It was probably more common in the ancient world than we once thought. Recently discovered archaeological evidence would seem to suggest that 2,000 years ago, the Romans not only did just that, but they could have hunted some species of whales into extinction. Where was the ancient Greenpeace to break it up? Discoveries of whale bones in Gibraltar would also indicate that whales might have been abundant in the Mediterranean and were hunted frequently. It was once theorized that the Mediterranean Sea was out of the range for the gray whales until the bones were found along the coast of the area here. This photo here displays an area where fish was salted and tanks to store fish in, possibly large tuna as well, in the Gibraltar area. Number 7. The Antikythera Mechanism. People certainly knew the Greeks were advanced, but no one knew that they were capable of making such an extraordinary and advanced tool. This tool is known as the Antikythera Mechanism. In 1900, Greek divers who collected sponges came across an amazing discovery of a wrecked Greek ship off the coast of the island of Antikythera in the Aegean Sea. At first glance, it looks sort of just like a chunk of random corroded metal, but it actually can predict astronomical events far in advance. This piece of equipment, far ahead of its time, was made in 200 BC. Underwater archaeologists in deep-sea diving suits you see here came across a human skull fragment that survived 2,000 years underwater. This could help us finally figure out who was transporting this unbelievable relic. Number 6. Abandoned naval mines. Due to extensive naval battle in some areas across the world, underwater mines were constructed as a sneaky way to sink a ship. But just because some of these are abandoned and pretty old, that doesn't always mean that they're still not dangerous. The oceans can be a dangerous place out there. It contains active underwater mines, which can go off on fishing boats or basically anything. Many were left from World War II or from the fascists to protect the naval harbors. It's not exactly clear how many naval mines are left over in the Mediterranean Sea, and finding out is a risky business. The Italian Navy still continues to remove deadly underwater mines, especially in the areas around Naples. In any case, some of these abandoned mines are still lurking near the water near Italy and can weigh up to 1,000 pounds each. Some believe that underwater mines might detonate ships from migrants coming from the south and might have been the cause why one, with 300 people on board, went missing. Number 5. First boat making tools. Thanks to this discovery found on the island of Crete, archaeologists can prove that sea travel took place at least 130,000 years ago. The previous known time people were able to travel by boat was around 60,000 BC. Stone Age tools like these axes were found in ancient shelters that some believe were used to construct some of the first boats used for transportation. They're very similar to the tools that were used by our ancient ancestors known as the Homo erectus. Since the island of Crete has been separated from the mainland of Greece for quite some time now, this leads archaeologists to believe that the only way settlers were able to get here was by some type of boat. How advanced were these boats that they had, and what other places were discovered that we might not know about? Number 4. The MS Zenobia. A large ferry hit the seas in 1979, and on its very first voyage, or maiden voyage, it capsized completely and sank less than a year. Off the coast of Cyprus, it seemed as though there was possibly a problem with the steering. $200 million worth of cargo was destroyed, and it's rather an embarrassing disaster for the Swedes, despite there being no casualties. However, not all is lost from the ship. It's become a massive scuba diving hotspot, rated for being within the top 10 best scuba diving spots. Swimmers only need to make it down about 138 feet or so to witness the wreck underwater. Many scuba divers are given the chance to explore this mysterious wreckage. This photo here shows part of the seaweed-covered propeller, which only got to be used one time. Here we see some trucks that have fallen all the way to the bottom and will never get the chance to hit the streets again. Some unique challenges are presented to even some of the most experienced divers out there, with little entrances into the ship. Number 3. Cesario sunken treasure. Over 2,600 coins dating back to over 1,000 years ago were discovered off the coast of Israel by scuba divers near the port city of Cesario. It's the largest treasure trove found off of Israel's Mediterranean coast. The coins were originally minted in Egypt and northern Africa and belonged to the Fatimid caliphs, Al-Hakim and Al-Zahir. The weight of all the gold was roughly 16.6 pounds, but historically priceless. No one knows exactly why there was such a large amount of coins discovered all in one place, but it's likely that there were actually taxes collected by the Egyptian government. Other theories would indicate that the hoard was possibly from a merchant ship that bartered with the coastal cities along the Mediterranean. It's now considered to be a national treasure after everything was authenticated. The coins turned out to be in remarkable condition, despite them being at the bottom of the sea for over 1,000 years. Number 2. MV Panagiotis. The Naviggio Beach, also lovingly known as the Shipwreck Beach, lies in an enchanting pool of the Ionian seawater. It's been named by some as the most beautiful beach in the world. The wrecked ship that famously lies on its shore was a ship suspected of selling contraband cigarettes. It was trying to get past the Greek Navy when it crashed into a rock during bad weather in 1980. It gives it a touch of character, wouldn't you agree? It might look like a sugary sandy beach from above, but the beach is actually covered in pebbles. It's one of the most famous beaches in Greece, and unfortunately, it can be only accessed by boat. Tourists certainly enjoy coming to this one and expect to see some other beachgoers here. Number 1. Melisani Lake, Greece. One of the more mysterious lakes found in Greece right next to the Mediterranean is located on the island of Kefalonia. It's been known for millennia and was rumored in ancient Greece to be the cave of nymphs in mythology, where the female spirits, almost like mermaids in a sense. You may feel that something or someone is trying to lure you into this crystal clear water. It's open to visitors from May until October, when things begin to cool down. The clear water comes from a natural aquifer and is often explored by deep-sea cave scuba divers. The lake is so clear that people swimming on top almost look like they're floating in midair.
So what'd you guys think of that video? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my channel over here, American Eye. We'll see you there.